Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the channel, where today I am going to be reviewing The Angel of Storms, which is book 2 in Millennium's Rules series by Australian author Trudi Canavan. Now, where to begin? So, the book was originally published in 2015, and the action sort of takes on roughly where we left off after the first book. Some time has passed, and we still follow our two main characters, Riel and Tien, but they've settled into new lives. So Tien now works in some kind of higher education institution teaching magic sorcery, and Riel is in the middle. We find her in the middle of a siege, right? She's working there, doing some I don't know, something in a siege in a city. What happens is effectively there's rumors start going around that the Ryan, this is some superior being, has come back to the world. So this sort of angel of storms has come back. This ruler of the worlds, this rumor that was in prison and has come back, and because he banned the teaching of sorcery, so Tien is forced to abandon the university. And sort of kind of haphazardly very quickly decides to join some sort of rebel group to try to defeat this ruler of the worlds. Good luck with that. All of a sudden, Riel, so from Riel's perspective, she gets sort of rescued by one of the angels from her world, the angel that took her away in the first book, but she then gets put in charge of a servant of the angel to take her somewhere to safety, but this servant decides to try to kill her, but very conveniently she gets saved by some travelers. There seems to be a lot of travelers in fantasy. I was having Wheel of Time flashbacks there. Anyway, and the action goes on from there. And eventually, at the very end of the book, Tien and Riel finally meet, but very quickly, and then they go their own ways. So this book I had mixed feelings about, fundamentally, because so the magic system sort of gets expanded. So in the first book it was all about sort of stealing or very quickly sort of accelerating particles or matter or whatever to generate different outcomes, but now all of a sudden mind reading is part of the magic system. And some people can read minds and some people cannot, and you can block it or you cannot block it, and we play around with this. All of a sudden the magic system is sort of diluting itself a little bit and becoming whatever the story needs it to be. That doesn't bother me because I'm not big into magic systems. They're not a reason why I read fantasy or a fantasy series. So that doesn't bother me too much at all. What bothered me here was the issue with the multi-universe. So, as I mentioned in the review of the first book, characters in this series can travel between worlds, so like literally jump from world to world. But that premise fell flat here for me, because, and I guess it's really hard to build different worlds or to characterize different worlds. All of a sudden your world building sort of runs away from you. Because if you think about it naturally, every world should develop differently and should have different kind of life forms and all that sort of stuff. Although having said that, if world hopping is very standardized, then maybe ethnicities, traditions, peoples will be a bit more samey. But we know that technologically advanced, so maybe not. So it felt more like whenever they hop from one world to another, it just felt more like they are hopping to a different place of the same world rather than to a different world. So it felt a bit more like teleporting rather than... I was expecting maybe something else with this whole universe, parallel worlds, world hopping type thing. And in the first book, we started in this more technologically advanced city where you have flying machines and this sort of pseudo steampunkish pseudo-Victorian thing going on, and now the world building just sort of felt very flat and very generic and very uncharacterized. So other than the travelers, and that's an easy one to do, people just traveling in caravans within that a lot in fantasy. The rest of the places just felt very underdeveloped. So that didn't work for me. But on the other hand, what is interesting in this book is that this ruler of the worlds, this Ryan, is perceived differently by different people. So for some people, he is this evil, tyrannical ruler of the universe, and for other people, he is the savior of the peoples, and he's the liberator of peoples. So Tien and Riel, because of their surroundings and their environment, they've got different perceptions of the same being. And then we play with that. This Ryan person, this angel of storms, is he an evil ruler? Is he a liberator? Or is he some sort of person that just sort of let things run by themselves and just nudges things here and there? And that's kind of an interesting premise to be seen where we go with this. So I think maybe perhaps for me this was a bit of a step down from the first book in terms of world building. Don't care about the magic system. Again, the characters seem a little bit underdeveloped here, so I don't think it quite fulfilled everything that it promised in the first book, but it's still interesting enough. I'm certainly not dropping the series and will continue. I thought it was 5 books, but apparently it's only 4, so even better. But I'll be picking up the second book in the Memory, Sorrow and Thorn series before I pick the third book of this one. I'm sort of jumping between the two, and at the pace I read, I'm guessing I won't be picking up the third book until July. Maybe this is just the way things go with me. But anyway, that's all I have for today. As usual, thank you ever so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Please tell me your comments, opinions, thoughts, ideas. Take lots and lots of care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.